lifetime. As we'll see, the number 15 team in the country, the Missouri Tigers. Powell again, Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Missouri ready to kick off. They got us underway. But decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. So Oklahoma's offense will take the first swing of the game. There are always butterflies to start a game, but when you have a rivalry like this, the adrenaline is pumping on overdrive, guys.
They aren't all the same. We say that, but we know differently. The blood is boiling. The temperature is hot. Jesse, you want this week more than most.
Yeah, David, we played in these games before. Everything just seems to be heightened, right? The game seems to be moving faster. The crowd noise feels louder. Your composure will be tested early in a game like this.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 20.
Got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
QBs, when you see zone coverage, man, can you manipulate defense when you have a good pocket and you've got time to throw. He had a little bit of time to throw. You can move guys with your eyes. That drag comes wide open. Good throw, good catch, first down.
Blasted as he lets it go. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. We anticipate this one being much tighter than the last time these two met when it was a blowout, David.
And here's the thing. You got an opportunity right now. You got the football early in this game to show you. This is going to be more of the same, Palmer.
Well, we talked to both coaching staffs and players, and they're all very aware of what happened the last time these two teams played. So expect everybody's A game today. Reese, you're right. We expect this one to be a lot tighter.
And the Sooners will snap it on 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Trying to make magic with his feet. A really nice run and gain, and he gets down to avoid taking punishment.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats, but when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, too. Get down and don't take a big hit.
And that's a very productive first down play in bringing up 2nd and 3.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
Looking downfield, it's Arnold. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal.
Pressure got to the QB that time. He was trying to find his check down out of the backfield, but the hit forced the incompletion.
Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and goal. Heftiness coming out on the goal line. Turning to the running game on 1st and goal. And he gets it back to the 4-yard line and no farther.
You've got to think there's 11 guys on defense right now keying in on this running back. They've watched the tape. They've seen this guy gash defenses. He's scored a boatload of touchdowns this season. You're anticipating him getting the football here.
Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? He's going to the right, looking for a path to the end zone. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
Just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
Fires into traffic, intercepted. And after the interception and the turnover, this defense has set its offense up for business.
Well, statistically, this defense is not one of the better units against the pass. They're trying to change that here today. What a great job tracking the ball down, making a play on it, stabbing it out of the air for a big interception early. That should be massive for their confidence.
The give to the lone running back. Not much movement there. It's a gain of 1, gets him out to the 5.
Yeah, and the running back didn't get much here, but, you know, you clearly want to always establish the tempo, run the football, be consistent, make that defense physically meet the challenge.
They'll keep it on the ground. Gets that thing away from the goalpost. He's got 5 out to the 10-yard line. Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. They'll try to pop the draw. And they did not let him get to that first down line. It'll bring up a call here. So Missouri will have to punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. First one's on its way. The leg ought to be strong. Only called on twice in the victory last week. He'll be guided out of bounds, but not before a nifty return on that one. Here comes the Sooner offense back onto the field. And boy, they missed an opportunity last time throwing that pick in the red zone, David.
And you got to put that frustration behind you. You can't turn it over. That's a cardinal sin. You know better than that, Jesse. You can't take points off the board, but you got to move on.
You do. I think he just got way too overeager down in the red zone that last drive. So just come out here, trust your reads, trust what your coaches have told you to do, and just go out and execute the offense.
And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down. I know you want to prepare for every game the same way, but there's just something different about rivalry games, Jesse.
It's because, Reese, I think players are aware that games like this define your life for years and years down the road. You have got to show up and play your best football in games like this.
And that defense pushing him out of bounds after a short gain.
I know the passing game sells and the passing game is exciting, but it's not exciting to get 5 or 6 yards of pop on the ground, but it will be very successful.
Looking to pass. It's Arnold. Pressure coming. And the quarterback is snowed under.
A loss of 9 on the play. Brings up third down.
It's been a defensive battle through the first period, and the stats tell that tale. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm as we start the second quarter. Now facing a third down as they line up after the break. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again. Looks as if they'll send out the field goal unit. And he'll need a little distance and accuracy, a 42-yarder from the left hash. What a disappointment. No good. Kicker tried to tack a few more on the scoreboard, guys, and couldn't do it. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
This offense has a second down play. He'll pull it on the read. He tried to find some running room, but they get him stopped. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Didn't have much of a choice, just had to throw that one away. It'll be fourth down. Missouri will have to send out the punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. Here comes the Oklahoma offense. You want to talk about taking the wind out of your sails. Drive the ball down the field and miss the field goal, David.
You know what? Don't leave it up to kickers. Execute better offensively. I think you move the ball nice. You got to keep that in mind. But Palmer, I think you got to stay aggressive and don't settle for field goals.
Yeah, because you got to know there's just no margin for error right now. You just have got to be able to execute at a higher level.
Looking downfield, it's Arnold. They're trying to get to it. And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense.
The defense just simply not fooled by the play action. Oftentimes as an offense, you're hoping the run fake's going to slow down those pass rushers, but man, oh man, they had their ears pinned back.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Makes the grab. Defense on skates that time. They finally drag him down at the 42. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Grabbed in the middle. It's Burks. And they pick up just a few on that completion. The Sooners want to crank the tempo.
And I love when you understand when I'm supposed to put some RPMs on that football. You could tell he's throwing over the middle of the field. He knows he's got defenders there. I got to throw this thing in there quick, fast, in a hurry. Nice job by the quarterback.
They've got to get the football to the 32 to pick up a layout and catch. The Sooners are on the move. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Flushed out of the pocket. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
Man, what a nice run by the QB. Great job exploding, getting upfield, and then smartly getting out of bounds. And, man, how hard is it to stop an offense with a guy at the...
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Sooner!
And this running back is so dangerous down close to the end zone. He's got wiggle, he's got great vision and burst, and he showed all of those attributes right there.
And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Mizzou has it back on the offense coming out on the field. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form time.
On the run, it's Roberts. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
The big defensive tackles in the middle, they're not always the best pass rushers, but they are strong, and I say country strong. They put their hands on you, you feel it. They lock people out on the line of scrimmage. They create separation. They wrap running backs up, and usually they don't get out of the midst of those big boys.
Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. 1st down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. Back to the ground game on the left. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we'll see if the offense can build on this lead before the break. 2nd down coming up. Back to pass, it's Arnold. He's got his man. Nice pickup there, gets him the 1st down and sets him up at the 45-yard line. He's going to pass. Showing the arm strength to the left. Pass on the way, it's picked off. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
They'll see if they can find some running room on the right here. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st down.
And here we go. If you're an offense, you got to get that ground game going so you can have some balance, and then you give it to your quarterback, Palmer, and let him make some plays down the field later on.
Yeah, exactly. And coming into this game, this offense knew they were going to have to some way, somehow, at least establish a semblance of a running game for exactly what you just said. You got to be able to use play-action pass later in this game to get some explosive plays down the field. And it's a play like that we just saw, which can help them get that going.
Oh, he had him right down the middle, and it just squirted right through his fingers, and they miss an opportunity for a nice play on first down. This time on target. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. Looking to throw for it. Makes the catch. It's Manning. The defense calls the timeout, and that's their last one of the half. They were banking on the yards after the catch, but that went into the negative column.
And I'm banking on the ball coming out quick. When I'm a defense and understanding third and short, understand they're going to throw the ball really quickly, try to make a play. The defense knew it, broke on the football, made a nice tackle to force a fourth down.
Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O. To the air, it's Arnold. Trying to escape and get it himself. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. They're looking to get the edge with this one on the toss. Shows him the stiff arm. He's out of bounds, but not before picking up enough for the first down.
And you're trying to get the ball to your running back in space, and really good job tossing it on the perimeter. What do you need? You need to set the edge. You got to do a good job with your offensive line. And then you need perimeter blocking out wide to hold their own. Do a good job, hold their own. Nice positive game, nice positive toss play.
Trying play action. Trying to get to it. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down.
He didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that one. The defense was all over him right after the snap. No wonder that thing fell incomplete.
And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. And the Sooners will try to pin them back with the punt. Gets the first one of the day out of there. He ought to be fresh. They only used him twice in that victory last week. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. There's enough time left in the half here, David, to make something happen.
Dang right. I want to be aggressive. I'm not backed up in my own end. I can stay aggressive here. Try to get a field goal, Palmer. Try to get in range to get some kind of points before half.
Yeah, two biggest things are you got to protect the quarterback, and the QB cannot throw a pick here in this situation. If you do those two things, you got an opportunity here to steal some points.
He'll come out throwing on first down. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Dropping back, it's Horn. Pass is incomplete. The clock is down to 9. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Couldn't find a man and just had to throw it away to avoid a negative play. Just enough time for one final play in this half. On fourth down, they'll try to throw it. They got him. It's a sack, and what a stop for this defense to turn it over on down. Offense set on first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. They're bringing heat. Throws for the tight end. And that is interception number 3 on the day. And he's dragged down after the interception, and that's how we'll close out the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Thanks so much, guys, and I need not tell you, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotion, and no surprise we saw just that in the first half today. And it's been said football is a game of inches, and guess what? Based on the comparison between third down conversion rate today and the average yard per play, how can you argue that? I mean, the low-lying fruit is to look at some of the explosive plays we've seen and panic. But really, this game is going to come down to which team is more efficient when they have the ball and how they play when it matters most.
The Sooners will line up to kick off and start the second half. On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. Tight game as we start the third quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. Like, I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the second half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
Missouri gets to the line quickly. On third and short, they keep it on the ground here. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And yeah, that's against the run throughout the season, but this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
Very little will make a crowd hold its breath like a punt return, and he brought them to their feet on that one. The offense lining up for a first down play. Leaves it with the back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. So first down didn't exactly go according to plan. Let's see what they can dial up on second down.
Reese, I got him right where I want him. Okay, I'm going to throw the football. Now I can get back in shotgun. Let's forget the running game stuff. We'll play a little pitch and catch and see how good that secondary is.
Looked like the offense had a chance for a big play there, but the running back just could not reel that ball in.
Now facing a third and long. Looking to throw, it's Arnold. And the freshman will chalk up a sack.
And I think this team knew going into halftime trailing, their defense was going to have to step up here in the second half. And on the very first play of the third quarter, they get a sack. That is good news for this defense.
That's a great job downing the football, setting your defense up with great field position. A lot of times you let that thing bounce one too many times and it climbs in the end zone. But that was a good job of making sure you downed it and set your D up.
Looking for a crease. It's Roberts. You just can't go backwards there. He did, and they swarmed in for a safety. So after that safety, they'll kick it away from their own 20.
Oh, and how about this defense? Understanding where they are in the field. They got a chance to put points on the board, and they do.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. On first down, here comes this offense. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Oh, he's going to try to hit him over the top. And how about that DB getting a hand in there and forcing the incomplete pass? After the misfire, now on second down.
Another incompletion, and I've said that a lot, and these teams are just struggling. I mean, the offense just doesn't know what to do. Nothing's working. Ground game, throw game. It's kind of been a rock fight on both sides.
After the last run, would you just give it to him again on third down? From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads to the wideout. Got his man downfield. And he's still running after the move. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that.
Couldn't find his man last time. Now they'll have to convert third and 4. They'll leave it with him. tackled, but he has a first down.
I'll say, watching this offense this year, one of the things you have to be really happy about is their ability to move the sticks. This is one of the top 25 offenses in the country in getting first downs. That running back is one of the biggest reasons. He is a weapon.
I think tackling is about effort most of the time. It's about how much passion, how much physicality you can bring to get your guy on the ground. Refuse not to get him on the ground.
And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Oklahoma! They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here in this Week 11 performance. Now they have extended this lead, guys, starting to put the hammer, but sometimes a rivalry game can give you a little of extra fight back.
And there can be no panic at this point now. You've worked too hard this offseason, David. They've had this game circled for so long. You've got to play your best football right now and fight back.
And you just need something good to happen on this next possession. You got to get the crowd back into this football game. Big rivalry. Get some emotion. Get some momentum on your side.
Here comes the offense on first down. On the move, it's Lacy. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Going deep. It's complete. A huge pickup. The defense got caught that time, and they finally get him on the ground at the 41.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field, and they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
Now on second down. Back to throw, it's Horn. He's got an open man. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. The corners are walked up tight. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Pickup of 2. Brings up second down.
Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Off play action. Pocket starts to collapse. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And it's picked off at the goal line. That's one way to make a stop. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
3rd in Africa is extremely difficult. When I know it's a passing situation, I get to rush the passer and pin my ears back. I get to put more DBs.
And it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarterback. And he will roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Missouri! The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught, don't get caught. And he didn't. The pick 6.
These guys can play offense, too. Now, look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back.
Time for this Sooner offense to go back to work. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
We reached the quarter break with Oklahoma on top. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. To the ground, he's got it again. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49. After the productive first step squeeze, this junior knows how to get him on the ground. In the dead center of the field as they try to convert this third and short. Looking to throw, it's Arnold. And he can't grab the bullet pass on third down. The Sooners will punt it away on fourth down. Wouldn't call it a shank, but I don't think he'll include it on his greatest hits. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. That last possession, a prime example, Jesse, of how things get condensed in the red zone.
Hard to throw when the windows are smaller, and that's what happens down near the goal line, David. For this quarterback here, just take accountability and ownership and come out here and lead your offense.
And move on. Like, we needed points. That's something that we can harp on. We'll watch the tape this week, but now it's time to move on. Let's get another drive going.
Zings it complete to the right. And how about that catch and run? So dangerous, this guy. It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. Use the play fake, now to throw. And they're on him in a heartbeat, and down he goes.
This quarterback has to know he's got to get rid of the football quickly. This defense has already shown on film that they'll rush this outside linebacker off the edge and make the count 5 on their pass rush, but with his speed and his flexibility, he's too much for a lot of these offensive linemen to handle.
Big third down as the crowd gets behind this defense. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. A shot toward the end zone. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down. So Missouri will have to punt it away. They're up to a half dozen kicks today. On the return, it's Burks. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead up.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so you got to put them on their heels here. Maybe mix up a few personnel groupings and try to show them some pictures they haven't seen yet.
Caught in the backfield, it's Mitchell. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. Throwing to the fullback, if he starts chugging, he can be dangerous, but the defense stopped him before the first chug.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a little time to get that speed up and running. It didn't have it there. Give the defense a ton of credit.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on third and long. To throw, it's Arnold. Throws to the wideout. Hauls it in. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. And the Sooners are in the hurry-up.
And what a big conversion by the offense there. With the lead late, you're just trying to stay on the field and bleed the clock. At this point, it's tick, 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 tick. Let's run this clock down as low as we can before we snap.
They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. He's got it down the middle. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. The Sooners are on the move. The give, and tick, 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 tick. And they make the tackle, but the official has tossed his flag.
Hold it.
They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. Looking to throw. Caught over the middle. It's Thompson. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Now here on second down, see if they keep tossing it around. He steps out of bounds, but he's got a first down on the play. He's now up to 83 yards on the ground for them so far, as his eyes set on that 1,400-yard mark. The Sooners will have it 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the fourth.
This quarterback is thinking to himself, I need to get an NIL deal at some restaurant so I can take my offensive line out and feed them more, because I don't think they like me very much right now. I've been sacked 6 times in this game. It's time to get that new NIL deal paycheck.
They've got some serious work to do to keep that last one from messing up this drive. 2nd and 19. Looking for a man. It's Arnold. Looking to take a shot. Makes the grab. Touchdown Sooner. And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby. They add on another score, and now that record so close to going to 8-1 on the season.
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. And the returner will be dragged down. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter out there. This offense needs to get back lathered up and get a little bit more of a rhythm.
Best way to do that, identify where your best players are and just get them the football. Give these guys some touches to kickstart this offense.
He's going to pass on 2nd down. He's taking the deep shot. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
Time is not on their side right now. They can't afford too many more incompletions like that. They need to come up with some connections, and they've got to score points. They've got to get this passing game going now.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming. No sign of the punt team as they will go for it and try to move those chains. He wants a big play here late. Downfield and incomplete. The defense holds.
After being stopped there on 4th down, this game's pretty much over. They were going to have to go down in a 2-minute situation and put at least 7 up on the board. They couldn't get it done. Things just haven't gone their way. It's been that type of day today. They're going to leave the stadium with the loss.
He'll pull it down and run. Nice run there to keep things moving before they force him out of bounds. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Sooners have pushed it inside the 20. No, he just flat ran over it. Gets it into the end zone, but there's a flag down. We'll see if this one is coming back. We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. Defense better dig in for the run. Heavy formation is there. They'll try to get the edge with the toss play here. And he's able to shed 1 tackle, but still just a very short gain. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. And guys, they really need to make something happen on this 3rd and long. Dropping back, it's Arnold. Wiggles free. And the defense is there. He got away for a second, but not for long as they knock him down for a loss. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. The Sooners will send out the punt unit. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Game on the line. Offense has the ball. Down 1 score. Time winding down. What is better than this? Trying to find his man on first down. This game with a little something to feel good about. Give him 6 and give them a chance with the late touchdown still alive in this one. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, right back to your game after we update the nation on this one. Washington had an impressive showing at home, and to do it with some of the legends of the past there, Mark Brunell, Napoleon Kaufman, and Lincoln Kennedy, what a special victory. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams, but boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. Fires to the middle. And the ball is picked off. Didn't get a ton on the return, but the most important thing, he got the ball, and they've got it at the 48.
It's such a fine line offensively. Late in the game, you got to score, you got to make big plays, but you can't turn the football over. Big-time mistake. This one might cost.
He'll take a shot. And he's got it for the touchdown, and that one just might do it.
That is exactly what you want your offense to do. You want it to eat clock, but if you score, go up by 2 possessions, nailed meat, coffin, great execution by this offense to put this game away.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And he takes this from inside the 5. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. It's a long shot, I know, but you have to keep fighting till the bitter end, Jesse.
But they call it a long shot for a reason, because they've still technically got a shot. I know it's not great, David, but let's see these guys fight to the end.
It's not great, but keep fighting, keep spinning that pill around. Use every second on this clock to try to get this game as close as you can.
2nd and 10, he'll throw again. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. On 3rd down, he drops the throw. Just threw that one away to avoid disaster.
And now such a tough situation. Late in this game, you're trailing, but now it's 4th and long. Like, it's one thing if it's 4th and short. This makes it even more difficult. You got to have something dialed up you feel really great about.
And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense. It's really easy to get caught up in the emotion of a rivalry game. We did, and certainly this was a huge win.
Yeah, and you started, you circled it, you were ready for this team. This is the rivalry you put a lot of stock in all offseason. You're talking about this game in particular. You go out and get the dub. It's a relief because you definitely wanted this team.
And it's bragging rights for everybody, for the coaching staff, for the fans, but how about for the players as well? For another 365 days, you can talk about how you went out, you dominated, and you beat your rival. A lot of these guys are going to go on to the NFL. They'll be in locker rooms next year. They'll be talking about this for a long time.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.